This is, of course, Delhi. What sort of message, A, is it sending, because we've not missed a G20 meeting since he became leader, and number two, is it really also a response to grave now fresh tensions between Delhi and Beijing?
Well, there's so many things going on there. I mean, obviously the BRICS summit, China as part of that effort to really create this other bloc or, perpetuate and propel this other bloc of countries to counter the U.S., that was a clear factor. But, when you look at the India situation, it's very complicated because India, again, on the Ukraine war has said it doesn't want to choose sides. It also does a great deal of business with China, but there are increasingly greater and greater tensions, particularly in the border between those two countries. So there's that. Of course, the challenge is we don't really get an answer from the Chinese about why Xi Jinping might not be going. Obviously, we've got severe economic problems at home, and that's going to be and then, the other issue is what if it has something to do with the United States. We're about to meeting with Xi Jinping for so long that China has been holding out. So, that's a potential other factor. I mean, there's just so many issues. Would that we could read the mind of the Chinese president, we'd have a lot more clarity.
Nick, always a pleasure. Thank you so much, Nick. Well, that will make U.S. national security leader. This is Bloomberg.
Broadcasting live from the Bloomberg Interactive Broker Studio in New York. Bloomberg 1130 to Washington, D.C. Bloomberg 99.1 to Boston. Bloomberg 1061 to San Francisco. Bloomberg 160 to the country. Sirius XM Channel 119 and around the globe. The Bloomberg Business app and BloombergRadio.com. This is Bloomberg Daybreak Asia.
It is approaching 6:30 in the morning right here in Hong Kong and in Singapore. 6:30 in the evening on the Atlantic seaboard of the United States.
And I've got Chris Merritt, the Bloomberg Interactive Broker Studio in New York. We are nearly 90 minutes away from trading in Tokyo, Sydney, and in Seoul. Final trading day of the week in Asia after a mixed day in the U.S. We had the Dow down about 0.5%, although the NASDAQ composite picked up about let's call it 0.1%. We've got the U.S. employment data due 8:30 a.m. Wall Street time. We'll be talking more about that as we continue here on DBA. Let's begin right now with an update on a few of this hour's top business stories. Rich.
All right, let's move on to the property crisis in China, where authorities are reducing both home buyer down payments and mortgage rates. The nationwide minimum down payment will be 20% for the first-time buyer, 30% for second-time purchasers. The cuts in mortgage rates will be negotiated between customers and banks, as both policies will be going into effect on the 25th of September. The announcement came as data showed that China's two-year property cycle worsened in August.
Well, a group of creditors for Country Garden seems to be seeking to declare default on a yuan bond. Now, a filing with the Shanghai Stock Exchange shows this proposal was made after a recent credit downgrade. The investors say they collectively hold about 10.5% of the yuan bond effectively due on September 4th. Now, here's the thing. At least 50% support is necessary for each proposal being voted. Holders of the yuan bond had until yesterday to vote on the proposal to call a default. Rish.
All right, well, let's have a look at that. UBS says it outlines the major targets for its integration of former rival Credit Suisse. CEO Sergio Ermotti said that the bank is targeting more than $10 billion in cost savings by 2026. They're telling us that thousands of job cuts are on the way.
We will have around 3,000 jobs that will be made redundant over the next years. 1,000 are in relation to our decision to integrate the Swiss bank.
UBS also signaling it's closing two-thirds of Credit Suisse's investment bank, including much of its trading operations. It's part of UBS's plans to exit businesses that do not fit with its business strategy. Separately, UBS billion profit in the second quarter as a result of the Credit Suisse takeover.
Well, investors looking for extra yield are driving corporate bonds to some of their highest valuations of the year, making mortgage debt a lot more attractive. That story from Bloomberg's Ann Cate.
New mortgage bonds now offer yields that are about 1.66 percentage points higher than U.S. Treasuries, the most relative to corporate bonds in 17 years. And that is pushing money managers, including PIMCO, towards mortgage debt that looks much cheaper. Strategists have told us that mortgage bonds are a good option for investors to cut credit exposure. They add that one area where they thought it was bad right now isn't easy to see more to do. In Washington, Ann Kate, Bloomberg Daybreak Asia.
All right, well, let's now check in with global news. All right, let's find out more what's going on with Mitch McConnell. He's apparently been given a clean bill of health after recent scares that he does have on the dashboard.
There wasn't there when he just stood there silent and looked. He had 30 seconds before an aide kind of came and snapped him out of it. But McConnell has been medically cleared by the U.S. Capitol top health official. The Senate Minority Leader froze for the second time in nearly 2 months while talking to reporters. Dr. Brian Monahan says McConnell experienced lightheadedness, possibly due to a concussion, which he had sustained earlier this year after falling. President Biden giving his thoughts on Senator McConnell.
It's not at all unusual to have a response that sometimes happens to the next when you've had a severe concussion. It's part of the recovery. And so I'm confident he's going to be back to his old self.
The 81-year-old seven-term senator from Kentucky would be up for re-election in 2026. He has not said that he's not running. President Biden asking for Congress to provide much more emergency funding to help natural disaster recovery efforts. Biden made the remarks while visiting FEMA headquarters in Washington. The White House has proposed a $40 billion supplemental funding request that includes $12 billion for a punished federal disaster fund. The funding request also includes $20 billion for Ukraine, which has Republicans criticized the proposal, saying that the two should be split into two separate efforts. People reported dead, including 12 children after a fire broke out in a 5-story building in central Johannesburg. 61 people were injured, with 17 of them still hospitalized. Investigators say that believe up to 200 families were living in the building. Cause of fire is unknown and under investigation. Johannesburg Mayor Kabelo Gwamanda is thinking about the family.
I would like to first extend our deepest condolences to the families of the 74 citizens who lost their lives as a result of a fire that is engulfed a building in the inner city.
That's Johannesburg Mayor Kabelo Gwamanda. The International Atomic Energy Agency expected to say in its quarterly report that Iran is slowing the rate at which it's stockpiling near weapons-grade uranium. The news continues despite easing of tensions in the Persian Gulf, as the U.S. and Iran are in deep discussions on a nuclear arrangement. Since about 2021, which is still below the 90% needed to produce an atomic warhead. While Iran claims its nuclear ambitions are for civilian use, some view that skeptically. New Jersey Transit's locomotive engineers voted unanimously to authorize the strike. Mediation between the two sides continues to play out after years of contract negotiations. Rail service between New Jersey and New York won't see disruption anytime soon. Hostile walkout on the way. Global News 25 today, powered by more than 2,700 journalists and analysts in more than 120 countries. I'm Bill Forstman, and this is Bloomberg.
Get the news you need to start your day in just 15 minutes.
Recovery efforts are underway after Hurricane Idalia.
UPS snaps out changes after its best quarter ever.
Wake up with Bloomberg Daybreak. U.S. edition.
Former President Donald Trump facing 4 criminal indictments.
Max Scherzer, 7th scoreless inning, available now on your podcast. Today on Apple, where you get your podcasts. A graduate with 3 degrees from New Jersey Institute of Technology, Robert Sanchez, NJIT Board of Trustees.
He's also a top executive at medical device maker Stryker Corporation, and helps recruit top talent from universities like NJIT.
If you look at where NJIT students are going, it's because they see those students as practical, innovative. I can tell you for a fact, these students can contribute right from the get-go. The guy who reports to me, who's in charge of all my instrument development, NJIT grad. The guy who reports to me in charge of all my robotics development, NJIT grad. They contribute to the development cycle. They contribute to the testing. We have NJIT graduates in manufacturing. We have NJIT graduates in quality assurance. We have NJIT graduates in our computer science. These students are some of our best.
NJIT, New Jersey Institute of Technology. Learn more at NJIT.
There we go. Now if you follow my location, I think, yeah, I should.
financial aid and employee payroll, and those with no other way to receive an electronic payment. These offering vital cash injections can now reach the communities where they are needed most. This alliance reflects Nino Unknown's global commitment to financial inclusion
There we go.
as we leverage the solutions to connect the historically unbanked and underbanked communities.
Costly. It also reduced the need for CPR, which can be chaotic and requires post-physical contact. DashCam use went down about 98% to 66%.
That is not how you
during that
drive,
time.
you stupid
Researchers
rich
also say
snob.
Helena died on the site of the controversial Tenderloin Center aimed at overdose prevention. It was open for about 10.5 months in 2022. In other news, the search is on for an Oakland man who's now charged with murder in a domestic violence case. Prosecutors on Wednesday officially charged Brandon Bell with the killing of Shamika Mayberry, who is black, back in February. Prosecutors had said that Mayberry had a restraining order against Bell before the deadly shooting. Jail records say Bell is not behind bars anywhere in the region, and authorities are now hunting for him. And some residents near Tracy are recovering after an earthquake hit the region. The U.S. Geological Survey says the 3.6 magnitude quake struck Wednesday night just a few miles outside of Patterson. There are no immediate reports of injuries or major damage.
Not how you drive.
Going on in the Bay Area. For more on these stories and international, national, state, and local news affecting the Black community, listen to the Black Information Network on the iHeartRadio app or log on to BINnews.com.
That is not how you drive. And you're supposed to stop. Stop sign right there.
The Black Information
Stupid
Network.
rich.
Formerly
Yeah, rich
Twitter,
don't
Black
care
Info
about
Net.
rural, so it's the
I'm
problem.
Natasha Morgan on your home for 24/7 News, San Francisco.
Not how you drive.
The Association of Junior Leagues International is an organization of women committed to promoting volunteerism and improving communities. Find out more at ajli.org. That's ajli.org.
Not how you drive, you dumb rich snob.
Every 30 minutes.
The Black and Bay Area, BIN 910.
For the heart, it's also in the eye of the storm for some of us.
Not how you drive.
Here because the sea temperatures are high. We will protect our home, our health, our mental well-being.
Direct Relief, the nonprofit focused on improving health in hard-pressed communities, will be there with emergency shipments of medication and supplies for community health centers, solar panels, and backup, so those who need it can get treated. Learn more at directrelief.org.
Another essential black film. It's 1989. A young man takes a young lady to a community event. He wants it to be a date. She doesn't. At least at first. Her name is Michelle Robbins. His name, Barack Obama. Outside the suite of the former president and first lady's initial business life, and succeeds at being both romantic and intelligent, a winning combination. Parker Sawyers and Tika Sumter shine in Southside with you. Another essential black film. I'm Bill Andrew Quinn on the Black Information Network.
Speak out about what's happening in your community. Call the Black Information Network hotline at 855-900-BIN. Stories from the front line.
Fight for justice. The family of Destiny House and a pregnant woman shot and killed by police in Colorado. Suing the officers involved.
And equality. Your report examines harassment toward women in leadership positions.
In 1966, Huey Newton and Bobby Seale created the Black Panther Party to fight police oppression of blacks in Oakland, California. We have to understand that we're survival and nothing else. 2 years later, the party started the People's Free Medicine Clinic to address systemic discrimination against blacks in hospitals and higher medical centers. By 1970, and also
all the time. Well, just 2 years ago, I want you to think about that. In 3 years, this confidence on law implementation, 20,000 people. Why is this important? Because on the political landscape, we're Democrats. You should be paying attention to the United States. Because oftentimes, we talk about politics. Historically, we have talking about social service programs, talking about issues for the poor, and those things continue. I'm not saying those are not important issues, but what I do understand is that you have an increasing number of African Americans who are focused on entrepreneurship, on ownership. And so if Democrats want to actually focus on those owners, they have to expand what they talk about. President Joe Biden dropped a piece in the Washington Post commemorating the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom on Monday. And in reading that piece, he focused a lot on economics. And what we have to realize, again, that younger voters do not have the same focus as older voters. A lot of those people who had invested were young African Americans. And so the things that they care about are going to be different from their grandparents and their parents. And so I would hope in the election, in the campaign that Biden has, and other Democrats are going to be more aggressive in talking about free economic opportunities for African Americans to own and thrive. That is the pathway for us.
Every 30 minutes on the Black Information Network.
The Bay Area BIN 910. Here's what's trending on the Black Information Network. The U.S. Capitol attending physician says Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell is medically clear. That's all taking questions from reporters.
Black Information Network.
And the only thing else I got to say is, hang off this devil!
Self-proclaimed America's team, Dallas Cowboys enter the 2023 NFL campaign with high expectations. But there are questions in Jerry's world.
It is our plan when we can, but it very seldom happens, to have someone of a high enough quality.
Colin Cowher, Fox Sports.
And now Mike McCarthy's calling plays, so I don't even trust the clock. I don't think it's great. And we've seen the best of Dak Prescott. He's now just a pocket quarterback, and he's never been a great pocket quarterback. We don't get the mobility anymore. So we'll see. I also think they're one injury away to a Tony Pollard or a CeeDee Lamb being a very limited offense, like very limited.
Baseball's home run leader Glenn keeps hitting this season, despite the serious injury. The Los Angeles Angels star Shohei Ohtani is expected to continue hitting in the lineup, despite suffering a UCL tear in his right arm. The 29-year-old is batting .304 with 44 home runs and 91 RBIs this season. On the mound, Ohtani has posted a 10-5 record with a 3.14 ERA. He throws more at 14 and 44 passes. Every hour, I'm Reed Harris on the Black Information Network.
I'm Bill Black with another Bet You Didn't Know music fact. All right, class, today let's talk about the song that got away. So, this is New Edition. You know, Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, Johnny, Ralph, and they've given us hits throughout the years like If It Isn't Love, Can You Stand the Rain? Then there was the song that was written with New Edition in mind, but kind of got away. Let me explain. Let's take it back to 1985 in the movie Crush, starring Blair Underwood, Steely E, and a slew of rappers like LL Cool J, Run DMC, the Fat Boys, and even New Edition was in the movie. Producers Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis were asked to write a ballad for the love scene. But due to contract negotiations, New Edition's label would not allow them to record the song for the soundtrack. The song instead went to the Force and Beat. The song, Tender Love. I'm Bill Black with another Bet You Didn't Know music fact on the Black Information Network.
It's never been easier. Tell your smart device to play the Black Information Network station on iHeartRadio. Entertainment news on the Black Information Network. Oprah Winfrey and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson are announcing a new fund to help people affected by the Maui wildfire.
The two celebrities have launched the People Fund of Maui, which they say will give cash directly to those in impacted areas. They kicked off the campaign by donating $10 million. Winfrey, who has a home in Maui, said she's been meeting with people in the community and that they are under immense financial burden. The who spent part of his childhood in Hawaii said community leaders in Maui are offering their guidance to ensure the money will go to those who need it most. Meanwhile, Travis Scott is on the road for his Utopia Presents Circus Maximus Tour with no scheduled dates in his hometown of Houston, Texas. This follows the deadly Astroworld incident that happened in 2021. Scott initially scheduled a tour stop in Houston for October 8th at the Toyota Center, but local officials rejected the idea. The Houston Police Union released a statement saying it is unreasonable to allow this concert to go forward and call upon elected officials to stand up and say, not in our city, not again. While the Houston stop was pulled from the tour, Texans can still see Scott in concert in Dallas on November 17th and Austin on November 21st. With the latest entertainment, I'm Morgan Wood on the...
Time now for traffic and weather.
On the Bay Area's VIN 910.
Want to take a quick look at Santa Rosa. We have an accident on northbound 101 approaching Highway 12. A car and a pickup twisted up in this crash. It's off to the right shoulder, but we're seeing traffic slowing down at Santa Rosa Avenue. Over to the Bay Bridge for eastbound 80. That's going to be heavy from 101 out to the island. Then you got to slow down again at 880. Their traffic up to Highway 4. Then once you make your way off the Martinez Bridge, eastbound 80 slows again in Vallejo at Magazine Street. That's going to run you out past Tennessee Street. We're also seeing slow traffic in Oakland on eastbound 24 starting to again. That's going to run you out to Interchange. We will have clear skies overnight. Lows dropping down into the 50s. Going to be sunny and much cooler around the Bay tomorrow. With Bay Area traffic and weather, I'm Rick Batiste on the Black Information Network.
Black Information Network. Because perspective is everything.
The Black Information Network.
I'm John Marshall. A 10-year-old boy in Senatobia, Mississippi was taken to jail for urinating in public near a courthouse. An anonymous bystander told WJTV that jail was too much for the young boy.
I think you could forgive a child for an incident that isn't, I don't feel is necessary.
A woman, Latanya Easton, sought legal help from a lawyer's office when a plainclothes police detective arrived. The detective observed the incident, finding no parent present, took the child to the police station with paperwork before releasing it to his mother. The police chief acknowledged an error in judgment due to the mother's presence and said
Jesse Waters is receiving criticism for suggesting that former President Donald Trump's mugshot has made him more popular among Black Americans. Waters claimed on his show that Trump's arrest and mugshot have revitalized his campaign and broadened his appeal to the Black community. He cited the sale of mugshot merchandise, which reportedly contributed to a $7 million campaign boost. Critics argue that Waters' statements are unfounded and inappropriate, as they imply that a mugshot could improve Trump's standing among Black voters.
The California Department of Justice's Office of Gun Violence Prevention has released its first ever report on reducing gun violence in the state. Attorney General Rob Watson announced that the data confirms the state's policies are working to curb gun violence.
30 years ago, California's gun homicide rate was the third highest